A disturbing case of road rage yesterday in Calgary. Two vehicles and their drivers got into it after a collision. A knife was branded. And then in the community of Temple, one driver pulled ahead, got out, kicked the vehicle as it was going by. That driver stopped his vehicle and then reversed into the initial driver and crushed him against a tree, killing him. So that guy is now charged with manslaughter. A sad story out of northern Alberta, where Imperial has accidentally bulldozed a hibernating bear. And they were clearing some area, and the bear unfortunately had to be euthanized. COP28 wrapped up this morning over in Dubai. Corey, I know you've been glued to all the coverage out of there. Our own Stephen Guilbeault was absolutely giddy with the final results, which 200 nations came out and said they were going to phase out fossil fuel, and he says Canada was right there at the leading edge. I know you don't drink, Corey, but we have an interesting new alcohol on the market, courtesy of Doritos. They are bringing out a cheese-flavored liqueur, and I think tasting something like that may make me join you on the wagon.
I was about to say that doesn't make me miss drinking anymore. That's for sure.
No, it's kind of disgusting. Our columnist Dave Makachuk is saying that the Blue Jays probably dodged a bullet by not getting wonder baseball player Ohtani to sign. In fact, he went to the Dodgers for $1 billion Canadian to play baseball. But Makachuk's a Tigers fan, so we'll take what he says with a grain of salt. Our opinion editor, Nigel, has got another edition of his Nigel Notebook, leading off with some Liberals, some fairly high-profile Liberals, including former Cabinet Minister Marco Mendicino. You remember he used to be the Minister of Lies, turning sort of against Trudeau when Trudeau sided with some countries like Russia and Iran to vote for a ceasefire in Gaza. Got a couple of drug busts. A guy in BC got sentenced to 15 years for a multi-million-dollar smuggling operation, but he has fled to India, so now there's a warrant out for him. And the Wet'suwet'en, you remember them from a while ago, Corey, when they were blocking railroad tracks. They've come out in favor today of Palestine, saying they stand in solidarity with them. So now we know where they stand. So that's it. We've got a story coming up, an interesting one on the residents of Exshaw, west of Calgary, near Canmore. They're filing a lawsuit against the cement plant there for all their emissions. All 450 so citizens there of Exshaw are fed up with the pollution. So I think you used to live there once, didn't you, Corey?
I lived in Banff. So Jane and I were looking at places in Exshaw, actually. A long story, but back with the 2013 floods came along, it wiped out the one house we were looking at. So I think we made a good choice with Pritis. But it is a town next to a plant. I mean, the whole point of the town, it was built for people to work at that plant. So, yeah, it's just usual whining citizens, I guess.
Yeah, it has, been there only 100 years. So, people have had a chance to move away.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Israel's sure to surrender pretty soon and let Hamas win now that the Wet'suwet'en are on board. So it's good to see that development and turning point in the conflict.
Yeah, that way, as Minister Jolie said, Canada can get over there and start investigating the actions of Israeli military. That made me laugh out loud yesterday.
We got to laugh about what we can these days. So
exactly.
All right, that is our news editor, Dave Naylor. As you see, lots of stories. It's a busy one on there today, guys. Just this is when I like to remind everybody, the reason we have that many stories and that Dave Naylor can sit in there and coordinate all those hardworking reporters is because you guys are subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed yet, get on there, westernstandard.news/membership. And it's $9.99 a month, $100 a year, guys. It's well worth it. It's an investment in yourself. Just like an old newspaper subscription. We're not asking for much, but you can get full unfettered access to all these stories. And of course, it supports us and we really appreciate it.